Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh shit, y'all goofies done let me go live again. Y'all goofies done let me go live again. Live again. Y'all goofies done let me go live again. Let me start finding my folks all up in here. Greetings to the gods and the goddesses of this beautiful planet that we share all together. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Ashe, ashe, ashe. I don't know why y'all goofies don't let me go live, baby. Oh shit. Oh shit. Hey beloveds. Who's that? Laura, what's up, baby? I see you, goddess. I see you. What's up, baby? How you feeling? Hmm. Where y'all at with this? Mess me. Where y'all at with this? Mess me right here. Give me some good frequencies. Give me some good frequencies. Now we talking about. Um, give me some Oshun vibrations, Oshun frequency. Give me some of that. Give me some of that. Listen to it real quick. Yep, that's where we going. Listen to it real quick. Yep, that's where we going. That's where we going. What's up, beloved? How y'all feeling? You know what I'm saying? How y'all feeling today? How y'all feeling? Very cold. Today was very, very cold. Peace to all the gods and goddesses of this beautiful planet that we share together. Can y'all hear me, beloved? Uh-huh. Beloved? Uh-huh. Yep. Yep. Ah. Oh shit, y'all goofies that let go live again. I don't know, that's how they been doing my last few live lectures. You know what I'm saying? All my last few new live lectures and shit, that's all they been doing me. You can barely hear what I'm saying and they be skipping a lot. You know what I'm saying? Especially because I've been turning up on the I've been dropping so much truth videos recently that like I think I'm really affecting the diaspora on a different level because um um sometimes they be sending me messages and I feel like people be mouth, they feel like it's a malfunction. See what I'm saying? But they don't really realize that I'm really the malfunction in the system. I'm a glitch, just like all of us. You know what I'm saying? Beings like us, we are the malfunction within the system. We are a glitch in the system. We are ones that we didn't come here. See, some of us, right? Some of us, y'all like that. Y'all like that. Some come with the crystals and the peace and love and light and all that. And y'all, some of y'all like that. See what I'm saying? I wasn't sent here for that. That was not my mission. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't sent here to make folks feel good about themselves. That's not my mission. I'm not here to light candles and sing kumbaya and all the other shit. That's not my mission. And no offense to those that do be on that vibration, because we all have a different purpose, you see. But my purpose was never to be here and quell your feelings. I was sent here to fuck a whole system up. You see what I'm saying? I was sent here to raise the vibration on the level to where, um, um, see, see, I'm no accident. I'm a crash. See what I'm saying? That's what I am. Not an accident. I'm here to crash the system. You feel me? Yeah. So that's why you see, notice how much they attack all the shit that we got going on. As soon as we try to connect this shit and put some fire together, you know what I mean? As soon as we try to connect the dots and put some fire together, you see how they be getting on us all the time. They be blocking me for months at a time and shit. As soon as I get to say certain words, here they go attacking. What do you think that is? You think with that? See, at first I used to wonder like why they targeting me so much. But then I had to become one with realizing if I wasn't doing something to affect the diaspora, they wouldn't too care about what I got going on. So it's because they really realize I'm really magnetic in a certain sense where I can really tap into the soul level of us, of our people. I'm saying I can really, I make people want to change. I make them feel better about themselves. I make them see. You see, I'm like a mirror. You know what I'm saying? I'm like a mirror. See, when you come across me, what's up, charisma? What's up, goddess? Peace and love be upon you, baby. See, I'm like one of those beings that, see, when people come across me, two things usually happen. Either they gravitate towards me real deep, or they dislike me real deep. It's only two. There ain't no in between with me. See what I'm saying? It's either you come across me and get so drawn into my energy that you just want to know more, you want to be around me, you want to talk to me, you want to hear what I got to say, or you get to the point where we're like, you just disdain me. See what I'm saying? But that's just the energy that I bring. See what I'm saying? I bring a certain energy that the chosen ones that really, when they hear and hearken onto the vibration that comes from within my vessel, they understand who I am and they understand my purpose because they're like me, you see? But for the ones that I trigger them, that's because they see me and and they don't realize that I'm a mirror. See what I'm saying? I'm a mirror to them. A mirror in the sense like um a light. Like not only do I expose things to them, I expose them themselves. See what I'm saying? So when they come across beings like me, I'm so reflective that when they see me, they can't help but to see the flaws that they have within themselves. See what I'm saying? So I have this thing where my energy naturally pulls out certain vibrations out of people, especially the ones that come and they claim they don't like me. It's not really that they don't like me. It's just that the energy that's within me makes them see the things that they don't like about themselves. And instead of them going deeper within themselves and, try to change that said thing about self, they rather point outwards. See what I'm saying? They rather point outwards and they rather, you know, attack me instead. You feel me? But I'm just a mirror, beloved. I'm just a reflection of you. Only difference is I've risen the vibration within self. I've gone within self for so long that uh, my darkness is light. You see what I'm saying? I've been through the same things you've been through. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? I've been hurt too. I got betrayed too. I got heartbroken too. You know what I'm saying? I lost things too. I lost people too. You heard me? Yeah, it gets real. I struggled too. You feel me? Yeah, 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 yeah. See, I know y'all see me on here and I be looking nice and shit, but if I was to open up for real and tell you that I was homeless for the last 3 months, you wouldn't know the difference. Cause I didn't wear my emotions on my sleeve. But I understood that source was putting me through tests. See what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me say that again, because that should probably go over a lot of y'all heads because you probably would never know unless I tell you. During the months of November, December, January, February was one of the hardest moments in my whole existence on this planet. I was sleeping in my car. A lot of nights it was cold as shit. I would gas my car up, type shit, just to get me I'll turn my big ass jacket the opposite way out. Instead of take it off my back, I'll put it towards the front, push my arm through here, push my other arm through here, and I'll keep myself warm. I hug myself. You heard me? It was many nights I needed a hug too. You feel me? I'll go through shit too. It was nights. It was nights to keep the shit all the way gangster with you and all the way on God level mode. It was nights I cried too. Yeah, yeah. It get like that. You see, it was nights I shed my own tears. It was nights I told myself I love you because I needed to hear that. It was nights I felt like, why am I even going through this? If I'm out here helping all these people, why you put me through all of this? I'm waking in the minds. Why you let me go through all of that? But then Source would have to sit me down. You feel what I'm saying? I had to sit down with self and realize Source was my source. You see? I had to realize that I was the one that was putting myself through these things because I lacked certain things that I needed and I needed balance. You see? So I was going through certain things that was necessary for me to attain this level of humility and humbleness. But at the same time, all the wisdom that was being poured within me through these transformations, see what I'm saying? Like it was nights I sat there and I would be in my car freezing my ass off. You heard me? I'm talking about December, January. That was some of the most treacherous cold weathers I've seen in my life. Baby, you hear me? You feel me? Yeah, I was really going through it. But yeah, for the one that say Curry Villain, take some links out of that watch, you right. I'll probably get to that soon. I just actually got it, and for right now, it's really not that important to me. See what I'm saying? Yeah, it's not that deep to me for real, for real. But all my other ones are I usually get the things from this little watch adjuster, and I be fixing that shit and all that. But that's minuscule to me, baby. You know what I'm saying? That's vain shit. That's vanity shit. All right, I'm talking to you about some deeper shit that folks need to hear about. You don't care about my watch not fitting directly on my wrist, baby. Why is that important to you? I mean, out of all this real shit I'm saying to you, that's what you caught on to? God dang, you need help, family. I love you though. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you, family. I love you, family. That's not what we on. Oh my God, that's not what we on. I love you, my family. I love you. Look, so look, the inner me. What's up, beautiful one? I see you got it. What's up with you? That time is coming too. Summertime is coming. That's for it's the inner me. You know what I'm talking about. That time is coming. So anyway, today I'm just on here. Let's talk. Let's talk right quick. I'm saying I don't really I've been on live for a little while, and at the moment I'm trying to gauge what really I want to talk to y'all about based on how they be blocking my content and shit. And plus, right now they telling me how they trying to ban me and all of the other shit because I be dropping too much gems on y'all and I'm too raw when I do what I do. So today I just want to talk to y'all. See what I'm saying? And let's have conversations. See what I'm saying? If y'all got questions, today's the day to ask me some questions. Ask me questions based on the things that you've heard me say before. So that obviously I'm talking talk to the beings that really been rocking with us for a minute and they know what this class is about. See what I'm saying? So if you one of them from the you know what I'm saying, ask questions and let's get down with it. Let's talk about some real shit today. Whatever you see me post on before, if you see me speaking on a video or something, if you heard me drop some gems on something, you got some questions on it, you didn't quite get a full understanding, not understanding, but the understanding and the overstanding of what I was saying. Ask me the questions today live while I'm actually here with you so we can talk about it and we can break it down together. You heard me? Yeah. Tree of life, big up yourself, big up yourself. Much love, much love, much love. Look, tap the screen. Let's get down with this real divine vibration. All right? Yeah, so eventually once I get the live going, I'll tell you we gonna figure out what based on y'all questions, we gonna see what we gonna talk about today. Cause real for real, I don't I don't really have a said topic today. So much I can really teach y'all, But I don't know exactly what TikTok trying to do at the moment. They be sending me all types of threats and shit. So today I'm just taking it slow. I'm gonna gauge it to see how far we can get, and based on that, then we gonna start breaking this shit down and going a little deeper and deeper. You know what I'm saying? Now you say that's Fanan. You said in previous videos you talked about herbs healing the body. Are they any that heal keloids? Okay, let's get on it. Let's get on that right away, baby. The first question. Go to. Let's make sure we on the same page. Hold up. So you say keloid, an area of irregular fibrous tissue formed at the site of a scar or injury, right? Let's pull it up so we can get down to it. So, so beloved down here says turmeric and olive oil. Bingo, 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 bingo. All right. So you said nothing white is right. Damn right. You look. You already know what yeah. You already know what's going on, and I meant what I said. But look, look. So anything that got to do with injuries, right, and scars. Let's get down a little bit deeper. All right. Thought on shooting stars. Are we gonna get to that too? All right. So first we're gonna get on keloids. So when you talk about keloids, right, you're talking about skin, right? You're talking about skin, which is the largest organ on the body, right? Um, Really? All right. Oh yeah, I love you, beloved. So you're talking about skin, the largest organ on the body, right? So when you're dealing with skin, the first thing I like to do with the skin, when it comes on to that, is I like to cleanse anything that's going on incorrect in the vessel. In order to correct it, I first go with cleansing the system. You know what I'm saying? Cleanse the system. Why would you want to clean the system? All that buildup anyway comes from something being clogged. You know what I'm saying? So for example, I always tell y'all, when you see like bumps and pimples on the skin, that's basically because your body's blocked up and because it can't get feces out of the body or toxins out of the body through your normal methods of peeing it out or pooping it out. It's your skin, the cells in your skin is actually trying to take a shit. So when you see a bump on your skin or a pimple on your skin, that's literally your skin trying to take a shit because it can't get it out the normal way. See what I'm saying? So and the same thing when you start sweating. It's just your skin trying to take a piss because you seem to not be getting it out through you urinating it out. So um shit like onions, right? Onions. Um to sea moss. As the goddess down there said earlier too, our reflection down here says olive oil and olive oil and turmeric, right? So you want to focus on natural oils. See what I'm saying? Natural oils. That's going to be on the skin. So you're going to talk about your olive oils, your coconut oils, your avocado oils. These are natural oils. See what I'm saying? So before you get to all of that though, you want to really cleanse the system. Why are you cleansing the system? Because it makes no sense for you to use something to fix you while you're actually fucking you up at the same time. Notice I say you fucking you up. See what I'm saying? So what I mean by that is everything starts at your table. You feel me? Everything. So just to first answer your question, with the keloids, you want to use natural oils. Rub it on your skin, uh, cleanse the skin, eat the natural oils too. You know what I'm saying? You want to become one with these oils. Natural oils will naturally help you. First, you're going to notice they're getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Then eventually, they'll disappear over the course of about 3 to 6 months. Sometimes it takes long, depending on how much toxins is in your body. So that's why I say first you want to do is clean yourself. Why clean yourself? If you're not cleansed, you're gonna force the body to focus on other things. When you start instead of when you if you're already cleansed, when you start anointing these sections of the body that has these so-called keloids, when you start anointing those sections of the body, then you're gonna then if you're already cleansed, the body will or the mind or the brain will directly now start focusing all its issues towards that location by itself. But if there's so many other things going on in the body, then the body has too much things to focus on. See what I'm saying? So now instead of you getting 100% result right here, it's gonna be trying to fix your gut. He's gonna be trying to fix that extra heartbeat you got over here. He's gonna be trying to fix this other toxins sitting over here. So the energy is being misdirected. You see what I'm saying? So you want to cleanse, right? First, you want to cleanse the vessel. So you want to focus on fruits that's very astringent. What that means? The word astringent means sponge-like. It's very spongy. It means it's able to soak up and absorb, and it's going to basically pull the toxin out of the body. What I mean by spongy, when you cut an apple open, right? If you ever cut an apple open, when you look inside of the apple, you notice that the texture of the apple is very spongy. You know what I'm saying? Green apples, green grapes. You know what I'm saying? The things that are green are usually used for cleansing. You know what I'm saying? When you cut open a watermelon, notice the texture of the watermelon. The inside of that watermelon is very spongy, very in that texture. What does a sponge do? If you put a sponge in water, the sponge begins to soak up all the water around it. The same thing when you eat fruits like green apples and watermelons and all of that. The texture of that of those of those things are called is in scientists or in medicine they're gonna say it's very astringent. That's just a fancy way of saying it's like a sponge. When it goes in the body, it begins to soak up your toxins. So you want to focus on greens like your green apples, your green grapes, your green kiwis, your kale, spinach, kales. You feel me? You want to start eating things like in Jamaica we got this thing we call kalalu, very nutritious, but filled with a lot of these real elements that you really need. Uh and 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 sea moss. Definitely sea moss. See what I'm saying? Make sure I keep up what's happening. Hold up. And I see a beloved down here, Aureli. Did I say your name right, beloved? Aureli Ayana. What you call that? Moringa. Moringa is very important too. Yeah. So sea moss get at least 92 out of the 100 plus minerals that your body need. So sea moss is very important. Plus sea moss will actually go to these natural injury sites and it will actually begin to repair those cells that surround those injury sites from within. See what I'm saying? Those what's up, beloved? Peace and love, God. So it will begin to go to those injury sites and begin to fix it from within, from beneath the skin itself. See what I'm saying? So you're going to be cleansing from within and also using the oils from the outside portion. So you're going to be doing attacking these kilos on both ends. See what I'm saying? From inside of the body and from outside of the body. Again, when your skin is getting bumps and pimples and all that shit, like when you talk about you see people with a bunch of acne and all that shit inside of them, their body's filled with a lot of toxins and shit. So their body can't get it out by pooping or peeing. So they're gonna start the skin itself gonna try to take the shit from the skin. So your skin, when you see bumps and acne and pimples and all that, that's your skin trying to take the shit. When you start sweating all the toxins out, that's your skin trying to take a piss. See what I'm saying? So start sweating all the toxins out, that's your skin trying to take a piss. See what I'm saying? So so make sure I try to keep up with y'all. Hold up. Yeah, you're definitely gonna need CMOS. If CMOS is not a part of your diet, you fucking up. You know what I'm saying? You need that. You definitely fucking up. Sea moss, merengue is very important. Um, so another thing I want to teach you about before I keep going. Melanin, right? Melanin. So you have to understand what the vitamins, what the vitamins actually are, what they do. So I just broke down astringents, right? And I just broke down the fact that when you go towards your green sections of the fruit and vegetable kingdom, you're gonna be talking about things that's gonna be doing cleansing and healing. When you want to talk about shit just to maintain body weight, shit to keep your energy up while you're going through your transitional phase, then you're gonna go towards the shit like the mangoes, the oranges, the papayas. See what I'm saying? Notice they're very sweet. See what I'm saying? The reason why they're so sweet is because they have a natural form of sugar. A lot of times inside of your body, because your body's so junked up with fake sugars inside of it, that's why you get shit like diabetes, you got shit like arthritis. See what I'm saying? Shit like dementia. You feel me? That's because your body's built being fed fake sugars. What I mean by that. Now, when you look at the word arthritis, they will tell you arthritis simply means an inflammation. Any word that you see that got itis at the end of it, itis means inflammation. Inflammation just means to swell up. You feel me? So when you look inside a word that, or look inside anything that got itis, for example, arthritis, let's break that down first. Arthritis, they will tell you that swelling in the joints. But what really that breaks down to, as I said, fake sugar earlier, arthritis is really a buildup of fake sugars inside your joints. You heard me? Arthritis is really a buildup of negative or fake sugars inside of your joints. Now, what is dementia? Dementia is like type 3 or type 4 diabetes. It's the same shit, right? Diabetes is just a buildup of sugar, fake sugars. Your body don't know how to break down fake sugars. And I'll explain to you what I mean by fake sugar in a second. So dementia is a buildup of too much negative sugar in the brain. You feel me? Remember, they told you to pronounce the word as disease, but the word really should be pronounced as dis-ease. You see, because shit is supposed to be flowing in ease within the body, which is electricity, fluids, everything's supposed to be flowing in ease. But because there are now blockages, because your body's built up with all these fake sugars and toxins inside of it, because your body can't break down the fake sugars. You see what I'm saying? So it turns into shit. It turns those fake sugars into shit like yeast and mold within the body. That's why you see a lot of women be getting yeast infections so often, and no matter how many antibiotics you take, it will not fix that shit. Why? Because you're having something that's going on within your body, and they having you take shit like an antibiotic. When you look at the word antibiotic, anti means against, and bio means life. So if you're having something within the vaginal area that's causing a yeast infection, which is a buildup from the food that you're eating, right? Why would they doctor that claim that they love you and shit? Why would the doctor give you something called antibiotic, which is against life, to fix life itself? You are life. See what I'm saying? Your vagina is the life giver. You feel me? So if you're having an experience of having yeast and mold to build up within that area, where you start getting odors down there, she start getting smelly, she start getting, it's dripping too much on a regular where it's not supposed to be. See what I'm saying? Different type of colored urine coming out, urinary tract infections, all this other shit that comes along with that. You feel me? Smells, odors. You know what I'm saying? Your discharge start looking extra thick and shit. Start getting like sometimes your discharge start looking like little clumps and shit instead of flowing out. You feel me? So what is that? Yeast is just a buildup of what they call candida. Like these candida. What's the word I'm looking for? Look, I'm gonna keep it simple so y'all can really follow. So it's just really a buildup of fake proteins and fake sugar within the body. Eventually, because the body can't break it down, it turns into these gooey substances within your body. And because it stays there for so long, it becomes a buildup like yeast and all the other shit. So to cleanse that, if you go to the doctor and they give you antibiotic and I already told you that shit means against life, that don't make sense. So you want to find things that breaks down fill your body with real sugar and get rid of the fake sugar. So since we talking about arthritis and shit, now we off kilo. Since we talking about arthritis, which I already told you is a buildup of fake sugar in your joints, that's why you feel pain, right? Because your body still can't break down them sugars, so they're stuck in them joint areas, and it's causing you friction or it's causing you dis-ease because it's not flowing in ease through these joints. So what's really happening is there's only three types of sugar on the planet, right? Natural sugar, that is. Where y'all at? Make sure I'm rosemary tea. I like how y'all dropping. Hey, Zebulon, big up yourself, father. Remember you from the last time we that go live on I think we did that on walk 'em down together where you invited me over as a guest to speak and shit, and I think I remember you from over there. You one of us. You brilliant. Peace to you, God. Now, rosemary tea. Yeah, every day I drink me some rosemary tea. I be blending that shit up. I got rosemary and I mix it with thyme leaves. Thyme is great for inflammation. Rosemary is also great for inflammation and for hair growth. See what I'm saying? Um, and I mix that with some onions. Some. What's the other thing I'll be putting in my teas on a daily basis? Comfrey. Comfrey. Comfrey is good for healing the bones. You know what I'm saying? And it's good for inner pains. So I take a lot of comfrey as well, and I mix that. It's a lot of herbs. You feel me? I don't play games. I got my ginger in there, my garlic in there, my onions in there. You see what I'm saying? And I drink that on a daily basis because you need inflammation to be on a minimum inside the body. If things is inflamed, that means them veins are too clogged up, so shit can't flow through the way it's supposed to. See what I'm saying? But anyway, arthritis, the buildup of fake sugar. Let's talk about sugars. It's only three forms of sugar that's on the planet. Anything else is man-made. Let's break it down. It's three sugars: galactose, fructose, glucose. Anything else is man-made. Matter of fact, any word that you see, right? Zebul, and it said natural remedies for fungus is tea tree oil and coconut oil and garlic. Yeah, we were talking about them natural oils earlier. Yes, sir. I agree. Peace, God. I agree. 100%. Now, trying to make sure I keep up, make sure I'm not moving too fast for y'all. Um, so when it comes to arthritis, right? Sugars. You want to talk about shit like I don't know if in America y'all know what breadfruit is, right? But in Jamaica we eat this thing called breadfruit. Very nutritious. That shit attacks cancer cells too. See what I'm saying? Breadfruit. So so how do I explain it? So any word that you see that got ose at the end of it, OSE, right? Any word you see that got ose at the end of it, ose means sugar, right? So for example, when you see shit like any word you see that got os at the end of it, os means sugar, right? So for example, when you see shit like when you see shit like um glucose, natural form of sugar, fructose, natural form of sugar, galactose, natural form of sugar. See what I'm saying? Notice you keep hearing the word os at the end of it. Glucose, fructose, galactose. See what I'm saying? Now, when you read your label, you will see things like high fructose corn syrup. You will see things like pentose, macrose, sucrose. These are not unnatural forms of sugar, right? That's too much combination. You know what I'm saying? So let's first talk about the natural forms of sugar. Galactose. The word galact means milk. That's why you get words like galaxy, right? And they'll tell you the where you live in right now is called if galaxy, galact means milk, right? That's why they'll tell you your universe that you live in, they'll say it is called the Milky Way. You're living in the Milky Way galaxy. Let them tell you that goofy ass shit, right? But you're really in the Omega galaxy. That's really the name of the galaxy that you're in. The Omega. You know what I'm saying? That's where we at. But they're going to tell you that you're living in the Milky Way. Why? Because the word galaxy, the root of galaxy is galak, and galak means milk. You know what I'm saying? So if galak means milk, and we're talking about a natural form of sugar called galactose, then what I'm also saying is um the only uh galactose is only found one place and one place only, and that's only in the black woman's bosom. Only in the black woman's breast you'll find galactose. You know what I'm saying? Galactose. That's why, hold up. We're going to take things real slow today so y'all can really follow what I'm saying to y'all. I need an image and I need to find, uh, come, beloved. You ever look at them old time Slav pictures and shit, and see how these black goddesses will be giving um breastfeeding to these little white babies? You know what I'm saying? You ever seen these man? Fuck all that. Hold up, family. No, yeah. Drop a nine if you following. Let's explain what you're seeing right here, because I'm about to break down. I'm about to break down why it makes sense for them to show you these. But remember they told you, right? Remember they told you already, because we about to explain what's happening right here. Because I'm gonna tie it all into galactose and sugar. All right, I see them nines. Now, now. So if you remember back in those days, they'll have you believe that you were some Slav, right? And they'll tell you, remember they even went as far as to say, let me look at y'all real quick. They even went as far as to try to tell you that they even went as far as to try to tell you that they even went as far as to try to teach you that you were 3/5 of a human being. You remember that? If you remember that, drop a nine. We ain't doing no Russian today, baby. Drop a nine. Who remember back in school in them textbooks when they would tell you that you were 3/5 of a human being? Y'all remember that? Now, if it's really true, remember they said you were not even human. Remember that. So remember these days, every time I get on, look, every time I get on the internet and I get an opportunity to speak to y'all souls, I remind y'all every day, you are not human beings. You're gods, right? If you've been following me long enough, you can't deny none of what I'm telling you. You're a god. Remember, you were never a human. No, I'm not doing no. I don't need none of y'all humans. As soon as I start mentioning y'all humans here, y'all go trying to send me shit to go live with me. Stop all that. Stop all that. Stop that goofy ass shit. Now, remember, they said you were not a human. So today, I see all y'all running down. See some of y'all when I drop these content telling y'all that you're gods. Y'all be messaging me, telling me a lot of goofy shit. But remember, I told you you're not a human being. They told you the same. Only difference is they have dumbed you down so much that you're now also trying to be like them. So now you're chasing to be equal. You want equal rights and justice, right? You want to be equal with something that was never equal to you. Matter of fact, who told you? Who told you that they are the standards to be equal up to? Let me ask you that. Who gave you these ideas that these humans was a standard for you to want to be leveled up with when you were the creators of them? See what I'm saying? How can you want to be equal? How can the creator be try to be equal with its creation? It don't make sense. Do it, huh? Now they told you that you were 3/5 of a human, but today you want to be a human so bad. Laura, what's up, baby? They told you that you were savages, you were Slavs, which I told you that shit never existed, right? Never existed, right? You really were POWs. Your ancestors was at war with these humans that came to your planet to take your shit over, right? Now, and I always ask you, if you really are human, how come you're never a part of the human race? How come you never win anything? Since you were part of this race, right? We racing, right? Why you never at the forefront? Why you don't get no health benefits? Why you don't get no protection from the laws? Why the laws seem to be against you? Why all the rules they make seem to be against you? Why everybody else in the world seem to demonize you and make yourself look like the black sheep and they look like make themselves look like they up here if you really are human? Why don't you get no benefit for being human? Huh? I'm just saying. Even their textbooks, when you were going to school, told you in their classrooms that you came from a monkey, and you accepted that, right? You accepted that like it was nothing. You ain't feel no type of way having a human, a Caucasian human, look at you, looking all pale, telling you his ancestors what they was doing to you, and you accepted that. Me, I was ready to war. Fuck all that. I'm not having no goofy ass human in class telling me that his ancestors will do nothing to me. I had too many questions. You heard me? Too many questions. I was always in detention. My history teacher did not like me. Why? Because I'm always on his ass. Always. Always. Wait, what you say, human? You said you said you've been here for how long? Wait, human, what did you say? Did you just say you invented something? Human, stop playing with me. When did y'all ever invent anything? When? Matter of fact, where did y'all come from? Matter of fact, um, since you know so much about my history, how come you've never spent no time, resources, energy, effort on proving where you came from? You want to prove black people so bad. You see, so you came up with theories that we came from monkeys. You want to prove horror stories so bad. You start saying it couldn't be them. It must be some aliens that built the pyramids. It couldn't be them. They're not that brilliant. Oh no, it couldn't be them. It got to be some beings, some extraterrestrials, right? Knowing damn well y'all goofies came here and seen us in our magnificence. See, so back to this picture right here. Since you were three-fifths of a human and you were nothing more than a savage that couldn't do nothing for yourself, you were carrying baskets on your head, you were living in tents and huts and shit, and you were just little hunters running around with a little piece of cloth covering up your little private parts. You see what I'm saying? And you never traded nothing for self. Matter of fact, you were savages that would just run around and grape everything you see. You know what I'm saying? A warmongering species that obviously need to be governed or controlled with their mentalities. Since you believe that shit, right? Why would you think and accept that if you were so low, why would they be doing this? If you believe what they're saying, right? Why would they be doing shit like this? Think about it. Remember, your child is your most prized possession. Why would a human that thinks they're so much better than you bring their child for something that's only three-fifths of a human, not even considered a real human? Why would they do this? Right? Remember, you're supposed to be dirt. You're supposed to be trash. You're supposed to be three-fifths of a human being. Right? You're supposed to be tent living people that lived in huts. Y'all supposed to be javelins and spear javelins and all that carry. You're just supposed to be carrying baskets and all that. A dumb people. If you really were a dumb species, why would the so-called species that you deem to be something that you want to have equal rights and justice with? Because I asked you already, who told you that they were the level for you to aim for? Why would you want to have equality with something that was naturally your creation, lower than you? You see? But here, if you look up these little Slav pictures, you'll see our goddesses breastfeeding these little human babies, little white babies, right? You see them. Get a mental note. Why is that important? So, so because they understood. See, you believe when they told you they didn't like you because of the color of your skin. I always told you, if you believe that, they got you caught up in a goofy lie. Nobody dislike anybody for the color of their skin. That's a myth. That's some shit they put on TV for goofies to gobble up because they gullible and they gonna believe anything these humans say. If it is true that they dislike you for the color of your skin, why did you and your ancestors not do the same to them? Don't they got a different color of skin than you? And you were here first, right? So why did you not dislike them? Why did they not dislike the Asians? Why they didn't dislike the Africans that obviously is not copper colored, they're black as hell. You know what I'm saying? So it was never because of the color of your skin. Excuse me. It was because of the color of, let me say that again slowly. They never disliked you because of the color of your skin. They disdained you because of your genetics. You see, your genetics. On the outside, we all look the same. But on the inside, We're totally different. Remember, the Bible says God made them in his image and likeness. That's us, which is Elohim. Elohim is plural, a group of gods. That's us. We made them in our image and likeness, which means image. What you see, they look like us. They act like us, walk like us, talk like us, but not really us. You know what I'm saying? You have never wondered, why does black people dominate sports? Basketball, football, soccer, golf, track and field, whatever you put us in, we dominate. Some of y'all gonna say some goofy shit and say, oh, it's because we be training well. Train. The top athletes, we don't do no training. That shit is in your blood. It's in your genetics. You see? It's in your genetics. Fuck training. Where they going with that? You know what I'm saying? Ain't no training. So what's within you is much different than what's within them. You know what I'm saying? Let's break down genetics. So in the black woman's bosom, let's take it back to sugar now. It's three types of sugar that's natural: galactose, fructose, glucose. Right? Galactose yields 12,000 angstroms of energy for every 10 units that you consume. The word galactose is so similar to the word galaxy. The root word of galactose and galaxy is galac, and galac means milk. I already told you earlier, that's why, because galac means milk, you'll see them call your galaxy. They tell you the name of your galaxy is called the Milky Way. So, in the black woman's bosom is the only place you can find galactose. The humans knew that their breast milk is not nowhere near as potent as yours. You know what I'm saying? They knew that. So while they were telling you that you were 3/5 of a human and you were slaves and slavs and all that, this was what they were doing. Soon as they give birth, they'll bring it to you to breastfeed it. You see? Because what's inside of your breast milk is what they cannot find in theirs. They're unnatural beings. Right? Slow it down. We don't got to rush. We still talk about sugar. Right? We still talk about sugar. But you see, shit is so deep that one can't just walk up to you and just say anything and just keep it moving, because we're so lost as a people that, like, it's so deep to break down these little structures that you got to go in many different aspects for you to really gain a real broad diaspora and gain not just knowledge but have wisdom on what's really happening on your planet as to why they do what they do. So it's so many things I can tie in around it. So by the time I really get down to the real gritty of what I'm really breaking down to you, you will fully grasp what I'm really saying. And this is the reason why I teach the way I do, because you can't come sit down with me for like 2 to 5 minutes and figure and try to say, "Oh God, King, I'm trying to know what you know." How? How? They've been doing this shit to you for hundreds of years. So if you really want to unlock from the matrix, you got to have the time to sit down and listen and study with us. You see what I'm saying? Not be trying to rush me through, like, hurry up and get to here and get to what point? What you mean? Get to the point. You know what I'm saying? I got to walk you through to help you really not understand, but understand what they did to you and why they did certain things to you. So again, tap the screen, family. Tap the screen. Right now, we got a few people in class. We need to get to 100,000. Let's get to 100,000. All right? We're going to talk about this real shit and still get to the same number they get to. Real shit. All right? Tap the screen. That's how y'all show love to the platform. I'm giving y'all free information that you're not going to get in your school, that you're not going to get from your books and your Bibles and all that, and from your pastor. You heard me? Your doctor ain't going to tell you what I'm telling you today. Right? So tap the screen. All right? Let's work. So, galactose, which is only found in the black woman's bosom. Remember, in galactose, you can find what? Real source of water, what you call H3O2. You call water today on your planet, the water that you know, it's called H2O. But like I've always told you when I get into breaking down food and genetics, right? Because you know we dance in many realms in this class. We're going to dance in history. We're going to dance in religion. We're going to dance in medicine. We're going to dance in genetics. You understand what I'm saying? We can talk about the sun. We can talk about the earth. Wherever y'all want to go, we can talk about we can jump in the spaceship, but we can talk about the cosmos. We can talk about different galaxies and planets if y'all want to. But right now we talk about food, genetics, and sugar, right? The knowledge is infinite, baby. I ain't going to pull no book out. Not one time. Swear to God on my mama. What I say? We ain't going to pull out no book. Not one time. Because I don't need none of their books to break down what I'm breaking down to you. Boom, big up yourself. Man has done respect to the eyes. You see it? Yeah, man, mama. Now, when you look at water, water says H2O, which means it's saying it has 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen, right? I'm telling you, real water is H3O2. You heard me? H3O2, not H2O. So what I'm saying is, water that's found in the black woman's bosom, which is in galactose, has a real version of water. H3O2. That's only found in the black woman's breast. That's why, again, let me go back, y'all. That's why you're going to see shit like this. This is why, even though they called you 3/5 of a human, even though they said you were nothing more than Slavs, even though they said you were just you never created nothing and you are a weak people and you never ruled nothing, you were never gods and goddesses, even though they told you all these lies, why would they trust you enough to bring their children to be breastfed by us and or goddesses or matriarchs, right? This is because, like I'm explaining to you, these natural sugars and natural water is only found in or goddess's breast. The real God is them. Mothers give birth to sons. Mothers give birth to mothers. What did I just say? Mothers create sons, and mothers create daughters as well. So who is the real creators here? Them. You see? Son didn't come from no man God. It came from a feminine God. This is the God that it came from. You see what I'm saying? You see? So inside her breast, you see how she's breastfeeding the little human? See how she the little human cuddling up and shit? You see? Human with a God? You see? Human with a God? You see? Why is that so necessary? Because the humans knew in order for their babies to grow up strong and be very athletic like us and being able to take sunlight like us, right? They need our genetics within them. You see? So galactose, root word of galactose is what? Galac. Let me see if y'all paying attention. What does galac mean? I've been telling y'all, I told y'all 3 times. I'm taking it slow today with y'all. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me, gang. Come on. What does galac mean? I told y'all 3 times already. Milk. There you go. I said. I'm gonna quiz y'all. Stop playing with me. I'm gonna quiz y'all today. I'm not just talking to y'all for y'all to hear me and think I look cute and shit. Hell no. I'm talking to y'all because I'm trying to upgrade your vibration. You see? That's why they say knowledge is power. If you lack knowledge, you lack power. You see? Money don't make you powerful. You don't believe that? Look at all these rich moguls on your planet. Don't you see they be committing suicide all the time? You think they happy? You think these rich boys is happy? A lot of them this did a lot of something strange for a little change. You think they when they sit, they sleep well at night? Huh? No. No, let's go. So they told you you were Slavs and all that. I'm showing you they brought their babies to the Slavs to get breastfed. Who was doing all the cooking in their kitchen? It was us, right? It was us. Don't you know that? We were doing all the cooking inside the kitchen because they lack knowledge on cooking. They lack knowledge on spices, how to combine these spices together. You go in a human house, most you're gonna find in there is a adobo. Shit done medium rare, not properly cooked and shit. See, now they trying to play with me, talking about my life is yeah, every time. Well, look, TikTok, the information I'm dropping today is all for entertainment purposes only. Nothing I'm talking about is real. You know, God King Indiana don't know what he talking about. You know, I'm crazy and I belong in a mental asylum. You know what I'm saying? Plus, y'all know sometimes my melanin be acting up. I'm saying. Plus, y'all know sometimes my melanin be acting up. You heard me? So sometimes I just say some crazy things because the sun get too hot for a nigga. You heard me? So I'm not trying to offend y'all humans and all that. So if y'all humans is in the class, please stop reporting or lectures because we not trying to do nothing to y'all. You know what I'm saying? So I see TikTok sending me messages and shit, already telling me that my life about to be restricted and they about to try to block me and shit. For what? I'm not saying nothing out of the ordinary. I'm not speaking on nothing racist. I'm not saying no trigger words. I already told y'all when the live just began. I'm trying to take it slow so I can see how far I can take these conversations. You know what I'm saying? We are just look. I'm just delusional. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. Why y'all judging me? I don't know what I'm talking about. Shit, matter of fact, y'all know I don't know what I'm talking about. So why y'all attack me so much? Why y'all just don't let? All right. So why don't you just say God King Indiana? Just that crazy black God on the screen again. Here he goes, spilling a bunch of lies. Here he goes. If that's the case, why don't y'all just leave me? Let me be. Why don't you allow the folks that's listening to me to decipher and use their own discernment of whether I'm really this magical God on this planet for real, or let them decide. They have souls. They can tell, they can feel me when I speak to their souls. You heard me? Right? So you don't gotta worry about me, TikTok. I promise. I'm gonna behave myself. Alright? Alright. Shit. Y'all don't y'all know this is just for entertainment purposes only? Tell them this is just for entertainment purposes, y'all. Just tell them, y'all. Let's put EP, entertainment purposes. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? This is just for entertainment purposes, y'all. Type EP down there. EPO, entertainment purposes only. EPO. That's what we on. Let them know. Let them know, y'all. It's just EP. Let them know. Oh God, we just do it. Look. That's it. That's it. You want me to sing? Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Oh my God. There they go. And its fleece was white as snow. And everywhere that, you know what I'm saying? All right, so look, whatever. If they take the live action, they just take the damn live action. They be all right, man. Look. Back to this entertainment, right? So galactose that's only found in the black woman's bosom. I showed you what they was doing during bringing their babies for you to breastfeed them, right? I already told you it's never because of the color of your skin. It's because of what's inside of your body, your genetics. You know what I'm saying? It's because of your genetics. Let's keep it real simple. All right. So because of what's inside of your genetics, you heard me. They knew from the get-go they had to dumb down your brain. So they started putting lies in their books, try to convince you that you're not even a human being, so you were three-fifths of a human, that you were not on their level, you're not as brilliant as them. Now, I've already told y'all is in the human species. You have gods and goddesses, which is us, the blacks and the Latinos. Then you got human beings, right? Now, I told you these are Caucasians, Asians, Arabs, Mexicans, Dravidians, Siberians, Mongolians, who else you got? You got they forefathers, which are those Pleiadians, those Arcturians, Zeus and the rest of his little minions and shit, right? Now, the human species, the Caucasian version of the humans only uses 6.5 ounces of brain power. Hear me clearly. Now you finna see why they would like to dumb you down, because they can't let you know truth about yourself. You see, knowledge again is power. When I'm giving you knowledge, I'm equipping you with power. The reason why when I start speaking to some of y'all call me crying and shit, and y'all tell me how damn, when I just watched this live lecture, I feel like something was just going on inside of me. It's like I was just unlocking inside of me. My body was heating up. A lot of y'all goddesses, y'all call me crying, saying thank you and all that. Y'all send me paragraphs of messages. Why is that? The gods hit me up. Listen, God, I love you, family. I love you. The shit that you speak out your mouth, you know what I'm saying? It be having me inside my house like I be going off. I be going off. That's what the gods be calling me saying. Right? Why? See the energy, right? The divine energy, the divine spark that I bring with me. I told you I'm here not to not to take part or become a part of. I'm here to disrupt. I'm here to crash a certain system. You see what I'm saying? I'm a mirror to those beings that when they see me, they disdain me simply because when they look at me in the mirror that I reflect back at them, I reflect the flaws that's within their system. I reflect the things that they don't like about themselves. You see? So when I speak to you, the divine ones that really rock with me, when I drop gems on you and I drop knowledge on you, remember your cells or your DNA or your genes. The purpose of your genes is to hold information, right? That's why they call them for example, when you have babies, right? Don't you pass your genes down to your babies? What they call DNA, which is really a lie. You got DEA, right? Like plants do. But when you pass those DEA cells off to these little babies when you get pregnant, right? When the goddess and the god get together, you know what I'm saying? Mother, father, and child. The Trinity, the real Trinity, right? When the Trinity gets formed and you pass that DNA down to the babies or that genetic down to the babies, don't the baby look just like you? Right? Why? Because your genetics that you pass down to them carries your information, right? So as you form another God being, right? That's why sex is the highest form of magic on your planet. Notice it's the only one that manifests a whole nother being just like you. You know what I'm saying? So the highest form of magic is sexual energy. That's part of why they be using everything to make you focus on this lust energy that's on the planet. You know what I'm saying? But notice, that's a side topic in itself. When you pass your genes down to the babies. Notice they carry your essence. They act like you. They move like you. They look like you. Sometimes even think like you. Right? So the purpose of your genes is to store information. Right? Whether it's wrong information or right information, it's a different story because remember, they can be programmed. All cells can be programmed and reprogrammed. Just like how you got a cell phone, you see? You got a cell phone that you program apps into, right? You can delete the app. You can upload new apps. You can upgrade an old app, update the shit. It's a cell phone designed off of your body, just like how you got cells within you. You see what I'm saying? So because you have cells within you, your cells are able to be programmed and upgraded, just like a computer, right? A computer is also designed off of you. That's why even in the computer, you got a what? A motherboard. You feel me? A motherboard, which comes from you. The RAM represents the brain of the body. That's why you got a RAM inside of a computer. RAM, right? Now, what I'm really saying is when I'm speaking to you and I'm giving you knowledge, what I'm really doing is I'm upgrading your cells, your genetics. Look at the word genius. What do I always teach you? Anybody, somebody, help. Let me talk to your soul. Remember what Simba said when he found his father Mufasa on the ground? Be like, anybody, somebody, help. Remember that? Yeah. Let me help y'all. What is the root word of genius? What do you see? What do you hear? What have I just was the same thing I was just talking to you about? What do you hear? Even the word genie, you hear gene, gene. Look at it. Genius, gene, right? What is a genius? A genius is a being that does not require books, right? Or outside knowledge in order to manifest true wisdom. So a genius is really one that's able to go within and pull information from your own genes. So you're going within, you're pulling information from your genetics, hence the word genius. You see? Even when you look at the word, see the person down the tree of life typed in Genesis. When you looked at the word Genesis, you see genes, short for genealogy of Isis, right? As I broke down to you, but it's another topic. But I'm just showing you gene, right? When you're talking about genes, you're talking about having babies. You're talking about reproduction. You understand what I'm saying to you, right? So when I'm dropping knowledge on you, I'm upgrading your genes, your genetics. The more information or the more knowledge you have, is the better your genes become. While your information or your cells is being upgraded, you're being rebirthed. You know, like how Jesus said in a book, you got to be born again. You know you can't go back into your mother vagina, right? So obviously he's not talking about that. You feel what I'm saying? You can't go back into your mother's womb. So to have a rebirth is to have the mind reprogrammed, to see things again from a different perspective, the God perspective, the death of your old self and the rebirth of your new higher self. It is killing the lower self and upgrading and tapping into your true self, which is the higher spiritual self. You see what I'm saying? So when I'm dropping these gems on you, I'm literally targeting your genetics, which is storing information. The higher your information is the more you return to yourself. So that's why when you hear me say some shit, some of y'all be calling me and you're very emotional. You're crying because you realize, damn, damn, I done lived my whole life believing some shit that never made sense. You see? But when that shit hits you from within, you know, when that shit hits you from within and you feel your cells rebirthing themselves, they're expanding, they're heating up. That's why they tell you knowledge is power, like Kenza said. Knowledge is power, real power. You know what I'm saying? That's why you begin to get hot when you start learning some shit that fucks with your psyche. You get hot, you heat up. That's your cells giving off an electrical spark. You see? Your cells are now sparking up. How does your cell send information from one cell to another? It uses electricity, electrical impulses. For example, I want my arm to move like this. My brain starts thinking it. It sends electrical impulses down to the arm, back to the brain, and it begins to respond within the milliseconds of each other. It's all electrical. That's why you have a neurological pathway in the brain, right? Your spinal cord is literally created to send information electrically. You know what I'm saying? You are electrical. You see? So when I'm dropping these gems on you, back to why TikTok over here trying to ban me and shit, huh? For what? For what? Because they understand that a being like me is not just up here talking shit out the side of my neck. A lot more than the goofies that's in class right now trying to report the live and shit. But like I said, entertainment purposes only, y'all. You heard me? Entertainment purposes only. Don't forget that. Come on, y'all. Flood the chat. EP. EP. And I ain't talking about dropping no music. Entertainment purposes only. We ain't talking about music. Just an EP. Yeah, I'm about to start doing that where only people that subscribe can watch these live lectures because I be really, this is free content. And for y'all to get up in here trying to report me just because y'all can't understand the words that I'm saying or because y'all don't get the vibration that I'm on, that's just some wild shit. Very wild to me. But it is what it is. I ain't mad at y'all. Y'all got a job to do and I got a job to do my damn self. So it's all good. You heard me? The ones that don't like us got a job and we got a job too. You heard me? DP, y'all. So that's why when you hear certain gems, that should just vibrate your soul. Your cells, that's because your cells are coming alive. Remember they told you only using 10% of the brain? What that mean? So and they also told you that you have junk DNA, which means you got all these cells within your body based on what they saying. You got all these cells, 90% of cells that's inside your body that's just sitting there, not doing nothing. That's what they want you to believe. Right? So you as a creator from source was created with a portion of your body that does nothing, and you believe that goofy shit. Right? Now, now. So they have dumbed you down to the point where they've only, like I always told you, when they tell you that you have 10% of you're only using 10% of brain, right? What they're really saying to you is you're only vibrating on 10% of the natural electricity that your body requires to output this God level mode. Let me say that again. When they tell you that you're only using 10% of your brain, what these goofy scientists are really saying to you as a god and a goddess, they're saying to you that you're only at the moment putting out or using only 10% of the electricity that your natural god avatar requires to do these god level shit, right? So they teach you to eat shit like meat, drink goofy milk that they made and they told you milk makes your bones stronger. That's a lie. It weakens your bones. You see? If that was the truth, how come these athletes still get broken bones out here? And how they take so long to heal. The ones that so-called drink milk every day, and they be putting them on these goofy ass commercials to convince you that milk really help, right? Anyway, back to this entertainment, right? You're electrical. So, like I was saying, galactose, the root word of galactose is milk, right? And galactose, it gives you 12,000 angstroms of energy for every 10 units that you consume. The next one, fructose. Fructose gives you 9,000 angstroms of energy for every 10 units that you consume. Glucose. Glucose only yields 6,000 angstroms of energy for every 10 units you consume. Everything else, like your meats, your beans, certain goofy ass foods like rice and all that, is even lower than that. Right? Now, if you are electrical, angstrom is measuring electricity. You know what I'm saying? Ohms and all that. It's measuring vibration. Right? So obviously, what I just said is if galactose heals 12,000 angstroms of energy for every 10 units you consume, that means the highest form of sugar that exists on our planet is what you find in the black woman's breast. And that's why you'll see them bring their babies to the black goddesses for them to give them breastfeeding. You see what I'm saying? That's the reason. Now, after you grow up from being a child, or being a young god, I should say, because you know the word child means a ward of the state. That means you're property to the state. Right? So when you manifest from being the level of being a young god in maturity, after a while, obviously you can't go back to your mother's breast to drink no milk. You heard me? So what you gonna do? You still need sugar, right? So the only next level of sugar that you have is fructose. Fructose is what you find in what it sounds like, fruits. So from fruits, you're gonna get natural form of sugar or natural form of water called H3O2, real water. Notice when you read your water bottle, it says H2O and it says reverse osmosis. That's the same water that's inside your toilet that they cleaned up and modeled it, and gave you in a different bottle and recycled that shit and gave you the drink. You're really drinking sewer water. You see? Let that sink in. Why would you drink water anyway? It has no taste. It doesn't have any nutrients. Miss Leah G said, repeat that. All right. So, three forms of sugar: galactose, fructose, glucose. Question, fam. Where's galactose found? Let's break it down again. We going slow. Where do you find galactose? The only place. Where you find it? Where y'all at? I'm talking to y'all. Where y'all at? Don't tell me y'all leave me by myself in class now. Where you find it? Galactose. What does the root word galact mean? The root word of galact means milk. Right? Milk. Just like you got the word galaxy and you living in the Milky Way, right? Let them tell you that goofy shit, right? So galactose means milk, like that's found in the black woman's bosom, right? Any word you see, like I told you earlier, that got ose at the end of it, fructose, galactose, glucose, any word that got ose at the end of it is speaking about sugar, right? So galactose is found in the black woman's breast. Fructose is found in fruits. Glucose, you found that in vegetables and lentils and other type of things. That's not fruits, right? And um, I told you the same type of milk that they talk about, or this natural version of water that they talking about, whether it's in a milky form or it's in a fruit form, it's the same type of water we speaking on. It's called H3O2. That's real water. We recapping real quick for Miss Leah G. Come on, Goddess, where you at? You asked the question. Where you at? Huh? Now, real water, whether it's in a milk form, like I said, or it's in a fruit form, like I said, or it's gonna be in the veggies, like glucose is, like I said, it's H3O2. Now, on your planet today, you are drinking a water that man made, not God, not source, not nature, not the mother herself. It didn't come from nature. You see? Real water is H3O2, three hydrogen atoms and two oxygen atoms. So if you hear somebody say water is H2O, that means you're drinking something that lacks one or is missing one hydrogen atom and one oxygen atom. Because now instead of H3, which is three hydrogen, is now H2. And instead of O2, it is now just O alone. So you're missing one hydrogen atom and one oxygen atom, which means they spliced it and gave you one hydrogen atom and one oxygen atom, which means they spliced it and gave you a. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me, gang? What's up? Let me know. Can y'all hear me? Good. So, for lack of better words, they're giving you a watered down version of water. You know what I'm saying? That's a little pun. It's a little play of words. But they're giving you a watered down version of water. So instead of giving you raw water like H3O2, right? They're now feeding you with H2O, which is missing one hydrogen atom and one oxygen atom. This is the reason why you have to drink 5, 6 bottles of water for the day in order for it to actually hydrate you, and it still never do hydrate you at all. It actually dehydrates your body. Why? Because you are drinking the same water that you shitted in, and they simply use the process of reverse osmosis to cleanse the water and then give it back to you in a recycled form in a plastic bottle. First of all, plastic is dangerous to your system. Plastic is also new. It just got here. Okay? It's very recent. Plastic is new, and it's also extraterrestrial. It didn't come from this plane or this realm. We brought it here from outside. Okay? It's not from here. The humans don't create nothing. You just get shit and soak that shit up and you just accept what they say. But they don't create nothing. They lack a soul. You see? They lack a soul, so they can't create. So if you see something that's pop up in your realm, somebody brought it here or something brought it here. Okay? Plastic is very new. Our ancestors was never drinking from plastic. We were drinking from copper bottles. Why? Because copper conducts electricity very well. Copper. Don't you know you're made of copper? Don't you know you're made of gold? Don't you know you're made of silver? These natural metals, like iron, these natural metals could work well with electricity. You see? You don't believe that? I just told you the water that you're drinking is the same water that you shit in your toilet, and they simply clean it. Matter of fact, the next time you buy your bottle of water, look on it and tell me if it does not say reverse osmosis. That's just the process of them cleansing the shitty water and reselling it back to you in a recycled form. You see? I ain't asking you nothing. I'm telling you what it is. And all I'm saying to you is prove me wrong. It's been years and y'all ain't able to do that yet. I've been on here doing my thing for years and y'all still ain't proved me wrong yet. Pick your bottle up, right? And look on your bottle and tell me if your bottle don't say reverse osmosis. What is they reversing? The same water. What's that? Kick, what's up, goddess? I see you, beloved. So I drink out of copper color, out of copper containers, and I got me some I got some of them joints that got the crystals inside of it. Some container that you mix it with that quartz crystal. You know what I mean? Quartz crystal is the highest vibrating crystal on the planet. Very piezoelectric. And because it's very piezoelectric, it means it super volts your water. You are electrical, like I already broke down, so you need electricity within your vessel to work, right? If you don't have electricity, you can't conduct well, right? So the water you're drinking, the label gonna tell you reverse osmosis, because what they're literally doing is cleaning shitty water and giving you to eat or give you to drink after they recycle it, right? I told you you have copper within you. I told you you got iron within you. Thank you, Goddess. I appreciate love you, beloved. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for pouring back into the God like I'm pouring into you. See what I'm saying? Look, free content. That's how y'all give back to the platform. And I love y'all for that. And also thank you to the people that be donating. You know what I'm saying? I told you in the beginning of this live, a lot of y'all didn't know I've been homeless for the last 3 months. I was sleeping in my car and type shit like that. I was really being tested. But I still came on here and dropped these gems, and y'all would have never known that if unless I tell you, because I don't wear my emotion on my sleeves. You can't see what I'm going through on my face, baby. But I really was going through some shit. Told you I was locking up in my car like this, sleeping. I take my jacket off, turn it in front and put one arm here, like this type shit. Hold up, let me teach y'all something. I would take my jacket off and then I turn it to the front like this. One arm like this, so. One arm like this, so. And I put my seat back in my car. You heard me? I'm talking to you about some real God shit, baby. Life will test you. Source will test you to see if you're worthy. Or are you just doing this shit because you want to gain some shit? Source will test you. But I never complained. I was very thankful for the lessons I was going through because it made me even more brilliant. You heard me? The amount of downloads I was getting because I couldn't afford to eat the things I normally would eat. I started fasting on some different level for months. But the downloads came so rapid, I needed help. It also helped me to quit smoking too. Yeah, because I couldn't now buy no weed like I normally do, so now I got to fall back. And my body was going through a detox, so I was very thankful to Source. So I lay back and I went to sleep like this. You heard me? To block the sun out in the rising. And I did that for like 3 months. You heard me? So I'm very thankful for the ones that come back and pour into me, and the one that, drop, like, sometimes be donating to my cash app and all that. I love y'all. Thank you. I'm very grateful. I appreciate love y'all. Let me get back to that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want y'all to feel like I don't show no gratitude. That's not what it is about. I love y'all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But Yeah, yeah. For the one that just messaged me, that's it is God King Indiana. All right, Cash App name is the same thing, God King Indiana, and you're gonna see my picture up there just the same. Don't got no numbers, no none of that, just me. All right. Now let's get back to it. Knowledge. I'm upgrading yourselves. I told you, you have copper within you. You have um you have gold, zinc, plutonium, uranium. All these are within you, right? Now, if you doubt that what I'm saying to you, that you're literally lined with gold, right? Your organs are lined with gold. Your veins are lined with gold. You know, like how they tell you in the Bible how they had rivers of gold, and how the rivers was all the bottom of the rivers was lined with gold, so the water would flow better. What do you think they talk about? You, you are this water, at least 60%, right? And the water that was running through your veins, which is real lightning or electricity. Remember, water conducts electricity real well. Your veins are lined with gold, so electricity can be conducted properly, right? Do you know every year the government, right? Let me not say that because they're gonna try to block me again. Before I say what I'm about to say, EP, y'all, EP, entertainment purposes. EP, y'all, EP, entertainment purposes. Let them know, y'all. Entertainment purposes. Facts. That's it. I don't want no trouble. I don't want no trouble. Look, I've been going through the way already, but source got me. You heard me? Entertainment purposes. Now, every year, every year, your so-called leaders, who y'all chose to govern you, remember the word govern means control. Let's break down the word government. Govern by definition means to control, and ment is short for mentality. So the government literally controls your mental. They control what you think. If they control what you think, they control how you move. You can never see the truth if the one that's above you is controlling your thought process. They control the books, they control the media, they control the hospitals, they control the schools. So government is to control your mentality. Govern, control, mentality. You see? Now, every year they go dig through your shit inside these sewers. Last year, I'm reading an article last year. This shit says, this shit says they were able to reap 13. You know how they get with their numbers. So you know it's way more. But they got to put the number 13 in there because it's one of the numbers. You know what I'm saying? They say They say on this article I'm reading, this should say they was able to reap $13 million of natural raw mineral resources from out of the sewer. What's inside of the sewer, y'all? Where y'all at? What herbs do you find inside of a I mean, not herbs. Why did I say herbs? What what do you find inside of a sewer? What do you find in it? Shit. That's what goes inside of a sewer. Let's be real. Let's break it down. It's real simple. You find poop inside of a sewer. Waste. Right? Come on, y'all. Where y'all answers at? Real poop. That's what you find inside a sewer, right? Now, if humans are saying, let's tie it to tell you why it makes sense. First, I told you that's where your water's coming from, right? That's where I told you at first. And they're going back in there now. Let's figure it out. Why are they going back in there? So, if poop is found in sewers, and I'm telling you, your body is lined with these natural metals and resources like gold, silver, plutonium, uranium, copper, you know, your organs are all lined with this shit, right? Why do you think, before I get to that, so don't you know if they're finding $13 million worth of natural resources like gold and all that inside the sewer, where's it coming from? If shit is inside the sewer, where's that shit coming from? Out of us. You see? Y'all picking up where I'm going. EP, baby, EP. EP. Entertainment purposes, baby. What comes out of who's shitting it out? Who's shitting it out? You, right? Out of your own poop, they're going right inside these sewers and digging. Imagine humans getting on hazmat suits, y'all. literally running through poop and extracting the gold from it, extracting the silver from it, the uranium from it, plutonium from it. So you don't think, you still don't realize that that shit is literally coming from you? How can you shit out gold if you don't have gold within you? Think, baby. It's coming from you, right? Even your shit is valuable. Do you know? Do you know melanin is the most expensive commodity on your planet? Far more expensive than gold. You know, gold is like maybe about $60, $70 a gram. Most you're gonna find is $100+ a gram. You know, melanin is down there $500, $600 a gram for melanin. Huh? The most expensive commodity on this planet is melanin. So black people is a commodity. Why you think each of y'all gotta have a social security number? You're just another cattle on the farm. That's what they want you to believe and act like, a cattle, a Slav with no shoulders, no head above your shoulders, I should say. But once you wake up and recognize that you are the source itself, you make everything move the way it do. You take your shit back. You see, the being that's above you that you call government, right, are really beings that feed off something that we call loosh. What is loosh, y'all? Let me teach you something, please. What is loosh? Tap the screen, y'all. Tap the screen. So you eat food, right? But you should know the reason why they fill you with negative energy, the reason why they feed you with negative foods, right? They don't need your energy when it's pure because they can't digest it. And I use the word digest not by mistake because you are also food to the beings that's feeding you food. I've always told y'all when y'all go to the cemetery, how often do you see the cemetery saying cemetery needs expansion or cemetery filled? How often you see that? Shit, niggas dying every day, baby. Every day. So if people is really dying at the rate that they saying people is dying, right? Why are they not expanding your cemeteries on a daily basis or a monthly basis, a yearly basis? Why is it that you can go through a whole lifetime without ever seeing them expand any type of cemeteries? Why is people not buried on top of each other? You see? Greetings, goddess. I appreciate love you, beloved. Why? Just think about it, beloved. Just think about it. Why do you put meat in the fridge when you buy it from the store? Why do they keep it on ice in the fridge? Don't they do that to preserve it? Entertainment purposes, y'all. Entertainment purposes only. EPO. EPO. Entertainment purposes only. So they won't try to block the vibration. Only true divine beings gonna understand when I do this sign right here. They'll know who I am. Ashe. 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 You'll figure out what soul is inhabiting this body if you truly understand. Ashe. I've been here long before they created this planet and your son. Don't let the vessel fool you. Don't let the young face fool you, the smile fool you. None of that. I bring a certain level of fire within that I have to try to be calm. I'm so explosive that I make your shit explode for the whole day, even after I get off this live. That's why I must be stopped, based on what they're saying. That's why they try to block me all the time. Because no matter what vibration I choose to speak to you in, your cells will ignite regardless. Because your soul knows truth. They can lie to you all day, and your brain might get tricked. Your eyes might get tricked. But your soul knows truth. It begins to vibrate once it feels real shit. It begins to heat up once it feels real shit. I don't got to try to teach you nothing. I got to remind you about everything. I don't got to teach you nothing. How can I teach souls that's just as ancient as myself? Y'all just don't remember. Entertainment purposes only. Y'all just like me, but your cells is still clogged up, so you can't do what the geniuses do, which is go tap into information that's literally stored inside your genetics, inside your genes. Root word of genius is genes. I already told y'all that already, huh? But you can't pull information from your genes that a genius do and say fuck their books because your genes is clogged up, right? So you still got to depend on their schools. You still got to depend on them telling you if you're right or wrong because you're still seeking validation. You're still seeking confirmation. But I am the validation. I am the confirmation. I am source. You see? That's why I don't need them. And they know I don't need them. Let me talk to you. My other thing. Wonderful. So, the same way you go to the store, you buy chicken, you buy beef, you buy pork, shrimps, whatever you buy from the stove to keep it from getting stink. Because remember, anything that's already dead is naturally it started to decay. It started to go bad the moment it lost life. Listen what I just said. The moment it lost life, the cells within it begins to break down, decay. So if it wasn't for you to put it on ice, you'd have been start smelling all the stinkness that goes on with it, right? The same way when we so-called transcend, right? They take the bodies of the gods and goddesses, right, to these morgues. What do they do when they bring it to the morgue? They put you on ice the same way. What are they doing? The same thing that you do to your meat in your fridge. They are preserving the meat. They are preserving their food source, which is you, right? Which is you. Now, the black market, right? Black market, where they're selling organs, people, beings. I done posted videos with humans getting arrested from underground tunnels with a whole human ordering. I posted a video showing one of them showing a human chop shop where they had heads in bags, arms, legs, dicks, all that in a bag on shelves. Like you go to the store and these body parts are on shelves for display. I posted videos like that. All right. When you put them on the freezer, notice what they do. Before they do anything, they extract all your essence. Right? Morticians can tell you what I'm saying is factual. The process of dealing with a black body in the morgue is totally different from dealing with a regular human. Goddess K, what's up, Supreme One? Well, yeah, divine love to each and every one of the divine energies. I'm saying all your majesty that's within here. all your highnesses that's within here, all your divine beings. Fuck being a king and a queen. You're beyond that. You can never be that. Look at what those goofy ass words mean. You're a god in your essence and a goddess within your essence. You see, you're royalty, yes indeed, but not like what they told you. Leave them words alone. You ain't no king. You ain't no queen. You're the source. See. Now you go on your license. You see they say organ donor on your license. What's happening? Every year, at least 80 to 100,000 people need organ transplants. Every year. You should know your organs that's within your body. I already told you that melanin is more expensive than anything else on the planet. It is the highest valued commodity. So beings like us that's walking around with all this rich neuromelanin and carbon within our skin, you are walking food for these beings. You are what keeps the system running, right? However, excuse me. However, you should know these organ owners know what I'm saying. Your inner organs has more melanin than anywhere else in the entire body. Hear me again. Your organs, your organs, your lungs, your liver, your heart, you know what I'm saying? These things have more melanin or neuromelanin and or carbon than any part else of the body. Organ donor ring a bell, so I don't got to go too deep. EP, y'all. EP. I really don't want to go too deep in that because I really would not like them to take this live away. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna sugarcoat certain things, and y'all know I don't like to go on sugarcoat and shit. You know what I'm saying? But EP, you feel me? So, Loosh, back on my home planet, where I came from before I descended onto this planet, I'm a Lyran, and a Lyran Atlantean. You see? When you see my hair out or my ether out, you begin to see my lion features. What is a Lyran? It's a cat-like species. You see? A cat-like species. The lions that you see are domesticated versions of us. We were trapped in certain forms when we started taking over this planet. You see? We are planetary seeders. We are galactic guardians. We get there before life is formed on the planet and we seed gardens. We are biologically in tune with the planet herself. We were here before even the Atlanteans came. You see? So, in my home planet, we were living in peace. Notice when you watch the movie Avatar, what do them beings look like? Cat people. Go back. Go watch the movie Avatar. What do you see? Cat people. All right. So when I say to you, I'm more ancient than a lot of them is saying is than what my avatar seems to provide to you. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you watch the movie Avatar, they're showing you a bunch of people, very tall gods, that was very in tune with nature. I'm telling you, on my home planet, we had purple skies, beautiful grass that will light up when you walk on our planet. Very in tune with our planet. In my galaxy, in the home galaxy of planet Lyra, we had 14 different planets within that galaxy. When the reptiles took over, or came to conquer us, or came to colonize or planets, they wiped out planets like Avalon, Mecca, Burke. You know what I'm saying? Planet Vega, which is where we created the Pleiadians. Yes, we created the Pleiadians, us, the Lyrans. They're a version of us. You see? We manifested them in labs just the same way, but they were manifested on a planet called Vega, right? Electrical beings. You see Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z? See how he look? Electrical being? Just from the Vega realm. You see? We getting deeper. Dig? But I must teach y'all shit to upgrade y'all consciousness before I can really reveal how I really got here. If I'd have jumped on the live and told y'all this, you'd have looked at me like, wait, what? How? Right? But you'll begin to understand the more you listen. Tap the screen. Let's get to 100,000 first. Let's go. I need your help. If y'all not interacting, the app gonna see that as um y'all not interested in what we talking about, and then they start sending me all these little problems. But if y'all in the live and vibrating on the same frequency that I'm vibrating on, I need y'all to interact with me. Tap the screen. You know what I'm saying? That's how you keep the live going. Or else the app gonna see that as not vibrating with the algorithm. See what I'm saying? It's all about the rhythm. So keep the live going. And I'm gonna keep this information coming. You heard me? Now, like I'm explaining to you, I'm a Lyran. My original species, in my original form, I'm a cat-like being. I'm a Lyran. My people are very peaceful. You know what I'm saying? We don't know war. We are very peaceful but highly technological. We cure things very easily. Our planet is we were one with our home planet, right? Like how you see the movie Avatar, they're showing you Lyrans. All right? That's why they look like fucking cats. Right? Being that Lyra. That's where I came from. Like how your galaxy's in the you're living in the Milky Way, which is in the 18th galaxy, and you're living on planet Earth or Tiamat, aka planet Ki, that the Asians call Chi. Ki turned to Chi, right? And you're living on the 999th planet in the 18th universe. I mean, in the 18th galaxy, I should say, in the ninth universe, right? I'm from the 19th galaxy, right? See them, right? We black too. You see, we black too. Come on, we black too, y'all. You see, this is us when we still in our feline form. You see, remember Natiri from Avatar? Don't she look like her, but with golden skin, right? Look at her. Remember her? We just talked about her. Natiri. Don't she look just like her? Just with a different color skin. See? But we black too, baby. Lyra. You see? All right. You understand? I can't go too deep. Right? Entertainment purposes only, y'all. I can't go too deep. Now you see why I can tap into genetics so easily. I've been in existence for a very long time before I took on this version or this form, this avatar. All right? This is just the latest version that I'm in. I don't die. I transition to a different body every time. Right? So it's easy for me because I've been in existence for a very long time. You see, the eyes tell the truth, and if you can read, read minds. You see, the soul is telling a real vibration to you. Hmm? I'm a Lyran starseed, a galactic guardian. I was sent to a planet to raise the vibration because you're in a certain time frame right now that is very, very rare. What you see happening on your planet right now, what you see happening on your planet right now is not by chance. Notice how information is being poured out left and right. You're in a certain portion that is very divine. Things are coming into alignment, and it's time for certain things to be revealed to you because you're not at a level where you can receive certain divine information. So this is why I say to you earlier when I speak to you, I'm actually upgrading your information. I'm upgrading your genetics. Those so-called 10% of DNA that you've been using, but you have 90% of junk DNA, they just been laying dormant. You see, they've been asleep. They've been just there. But they need to be activated. Just like how your cell phone is, that like I told you earlier, designed off of the same cells like you have within you, right? Cell phone, right? Your cells have been dormant, so they need to be activated. Just like how you got to activate your cell phone. Yes, it works, but you got to activate it. When you buy it from the store, right? Don't you got to activate that joint? Cell phone designed off the cells in your body, right? Same way, you got to activate that new computer that you just bought, that new device that you just bought. You got to activate it. You see? The only way to activate anything is by using information. When you turn the phone on, does it not give you instructions on how to activate the phone using that same instruction that it's giving to you? You need knowledge. Knowledge is power. You see now. Hmm? So, 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 what I'm saying to you is, in planet Lyra, when the reptiles came to invade our planet, they came in peace, just like the humans today come in peace, right? Who that sound like? Their forefathers. When I told you reptilians they don't look like green beings with scaly skin and all that. That was years ago. Let me explain what I mean. When the reptiles came to our home planet in our galaxy, right? At that time, they still was in their ancient form. At that time, we called them Chiakars. Later on, they became known as the Chitaris or the Centaurs. Many different names you call them because they were a very conquering species, a very bloodthirsty species. See what I'm saying? But how they feed is they feed off negative energy. Let's tie it into Loosh. Remember I mentioned Loosh earlier? See, y'all will begin to really understand how dope I teach when you really just sit and listen and ask questions. You know what I'm saying? Now, on our home planet, we were living in such peace and harmony with our planet that 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 we could naturally feel vibrations from each other. We could feel the vibration of the planet herself when we walked on her barefooted. She would light up, she would spark. You know, like how in the movie Avatar, you see them walking around and the whole forest is alive, trees coming alive, lights flowing off everywhere. Just how magnificent and how illuminated the planet herself was before the humans came and poisoned it, robbed her of her essence, cut down her giant trees. You see, they're trying to destroy her. They're stopping her from being fruitful by planting straight palm trees and other trees that does not produce fruits. They're stopping her from being fruitful so she can't multiply. Remember to be fruitful and multiply? So when you cut down all the fruit trees and replace those fruit trees with non fruitarian so-called manifestations of what they call trees, you're destroying her essence because she can't be fruitful to provide for her children, you see, which is us. We are from nature, right? So when they came to Lyra, they first game with a tactic where they look like evil beings. I'll show you. We can take it slow, baby. Take it slow. Yeah, Reptilian. Thunder, thunder, thunder cats. If you old enough or ancient enough, you remember that cartoon back in the 90s? They showed the Thundercats. Who do you think that was about? They always tell you the truth in plain sight, but you can't decode it because they haven't equipped you with enough knowledge. Thundercats is about them Lyrans. See how they look like cats and shit, but they got the physique of a god, arm, leg, arm, head, which I told you that's just Allah. Allah is not some god over there in the Muslim world. Let's talk about your god physique. Arm, leg, arm, head. Allah. You see what I'm saying? Allah. Just like Islam, like I always told you, I, self, law, and master. Thunder, 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 cats. Y'all remember that? Yeah. If you was born in the 2000s, you know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna bring y'all back now. They was talk about my species, the Lyrans. That was us. Notice how powerful they was. That was us. Using swords and shit, but notice the swords that they was using always had crystals inside of it. Go back and watch these movies and cartoons you see in China Gems. Right? That was about the Lyrans. You still think I'm making shit up? Where do you think they got that from? You think they created some idea of making people look like cats out of nowhere? Okay. Okay. Now, let me find you an image of these reptiles. Where y'all at, family? Let me talk to y'all. See, you think the reptilians look like this right here. That's what you think they look like because that's what you see on TV. That's what they want you to believe. You think they look like this. But that was ancient versions of them years ago. When they came to my home planet and galaxy in Lyra with 14 different planets, all beautiful, they look like this, right? But we were super advanced in technology. We had healing stations. We were doing shit with nature that they couldn't understand. And as usual, when you can't understand or overstand something, you seek to destroy it, right? But they don't look like that anymore. They now look like this, regular human beings. What do you think the Lion King is about? Lyrans. See how peaceful they was living. But nowadays, the reptiles don't look like that anymore. They look like this. You see? What you call humans are actually the aliens that you're living amongst. They're completely different from you. Genetics were completely different from you. See? Six ether beings that cannot download sunlight. They're not from nature. They're not organic with nature, right? They're synthetic, right? All those cat species are all the same. There's different versions of us, right? That's for the one that say something about the tiger and the lion. All them. These are just all different versions of cats, right? Before I continue, let me show you that we've been here for a very long time. Hold up. Come. Share the live, y'all. Who is this? God is care. Where you at, baby? Who is this? right? This is Bastet, Isis, all of them, right? Now you find her drawn in these so-called hieroglyphs, right? Let's talk. Real goddess, right? Now, let me ask you a question. Do you think they drew her with a cat head just to be, what do you think? They were dumb and they couldn't figure out how to draw the head of a human being? Nah, she really was like this. Feline features. They were drawing what they were seeing. She's an ancient goddess from my planet. She's from Lyra. You see? But when we came here on your planet, we begin to see life. That's her. She's the real ruler of Lyra. Right? Lyrans. You find them inside your Egyptian pictures and pyramids and all of that. Right? So we've been here. Still think I'm making shit up? Should I keep going? Come now, should I keep going? Where y'all at? There's many animals in the jungle, beloved. Many animals. You have to think to yourself, why did they choose the lion to be the king of the jungle? Could have been a monkey. Could have been a pig. Hell, the gorilla big as hell. The elephant is bigger than all of them. The giraffe is big as hell. Why the lion? We're galactic travelers, multi-dimensional beings that came to this planet by descending from higher realms to come down here. You have to slow yourself down to even get down onto this planet in the first place. Remember that. All right? So we are Lyrans, and those animals that you see are domesticated versions of us. Hey, Whitney, what's up, beloved? See you got it. Right? We are peaceful beings by nature. We were rulers of nature itself. We were the first ones to manipulate nature. We started creating species in the plant kingdom that never existed. It was us. We came from the trees. We came from nature. Long before you start coming on this planet through the birth of a woman, we were coming from nature herself. She designed us. That's why when you look at certain trees, those trees look like feminine energy. They literally look like a woman. Sometimes you look at certain trees, they have a womb on them. We were literally walking out the trees and coming onto this planet. Those tribes, right? Those Indian tribes, Cherokee, Choctaw, all of them, whatever name you want to come up with. What do you think they came from? These were the names of trees, beloved. These were the names of ancient tree-like species. And as we would come out of them, right? As you come out of these trees, you gain the name of your tribe from the name of the tree species that you came from. Goddess K, what's up, beloved? I see you, Goddess. Now, when you have babies, what do you pass on? Seed. Let's connect the dots. Seeds. You say you're having your seeds, your offspring, but you call them seeds. Why? What do you plant to get trees? seeds. We are trees. We are nature. You see? I hope y'all really picking up what I'm really dropping on y'all today, man. I really can't go as deep as I would like because I realize how they coming at me and shit. But I'm just gonna go deep enough where y'all can keep up. You feel me? You feel me? But we first came from trees. We were literally manifested by the planet. Not some God in no sky, none of that goofy shit. Nah. The great mother created us. We came from the planet. This is why if you get a drop of your blood and put it under a microscope and you go outside and pick your favorite plant, beloved, and put that plant under a microscope, you will notice that your genetics is actually very identical to the said plant. So you are nature. You came from nature. This is why you eat from nature. Anything else that you eat as a god or goddess, it does not replace your genetics. It it changes your genetics. You are melanin or carbon, and you need to eat melanin and carbon. If you're not eating the same thing that you remember they say you are what you eat. Let me say it. You are what you eat. Let me say it again. Let me say it again. You are what you eat. What do you think they was talking about? You are nature. Therefore, the only way for you to thrive is by eating what you are. Humans are not from nature. They are a part of nature, but they're not from nature. If they were, the sun would charge them up just like it do the plant, just like it do us. Still believe you're a fucking human. Is the bells going off yet? Is the bells going off yet? Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Now, so if you can't go back to your mother's breast, let's tie it back in. Let's tie it back in. Earlier we said galactose, fructose, glucose. If you can't go back to your mother's breast to get galactose, which is really milk, which is H3O, the real version of water, then you have already passed as a young god the ability where you can't suck on mama titties no more. So now you got to get another form of sugar. What is that? The next level is fructose. Right? See how beautiful I tie this shit in. Right? You are from nature. So the only thing left for you to go to, if you can't go back to mama sucking on her breast no more, you got to go to nature. Because remember, I told you, galactose yields 12,000 angstroms of energy for every 10 units that you eat. Fructose, which is the next level down, going to yield 9,000 angstroms of energy for every 10 units of that you consume or eat. Glucose is a little bit lower, which is at 6,000. So if you can't get to mom no more, the only next highest version of energy, the energy that you have on the planet, is fructose, which comes from fruits. You are fruitarian by nature. Your body as a god and goddess is not designed to eat meat. Your body don't know how to break it down. Your body also do not know how to break down man-made sugar that's made in a lab. Notice if I say there's only 3 forms of natural sugar: galactose, fructose, glucose. When you read your label and it says shit like, Jizz, big up yourself, soldier, wagwan God. Yakonina, what's up, guys? I see you too, beloved. What's up? What's up? Now look, 3 forms of sugar: galactose, fructose, glucose. Anything else that you're gonna come across is man-made. Man-made. So when you read your label, right? And your label say, Whitney, hi beautiful one. So when you look at your label and your label says high fructose corn syrup. Yes, you can get fructose from corn. But when it says high fructose, it's no longer just fructose. It's not natural no more. So high fructose is really saying it's a form of sugar and it's high fructose because they put high temperatures to it. They burn it. They put fire to it at high temperatures. So it becomes, instead of just natural fructose from corn, it's now high fructose, which is deadly to the body. You know what I'm saying? You get it? High fructose syrup. That's what you put on your maple syrup. That's what you put on your pancakes and shit. You know what I'm talking about. Read any label. He's going to say high fructose, whatever. But it now becomes high because you burnt it with high temperatures, fire. Right? Why is that bad? Whenever you put fire to something, you change the atomic structure of that said element or that said thing. You change the vibration of it. You change the chemical makeup of it. So it's no longer natural, right? You are a natural being. You are an organic being that came through the trees, through nature. You see? So you need nature to thrive. You feel me? Now, the next thing you're going to see is shit like maltose, pentose, lactose. All these are weird forms of sugar that men made in a lab for you. Take the sugar crystals apart your house. You're dying from it. Earlier, we talked about arthritis. If you was in the beginning of the live, y'all see our real... Matter of fact, when y'all get to watch the story from the beginning, y'all realize how brilliant this live is going to be at the end of it. Earlier, we talked about arthritis. And I told you, even though they told you arthritis is an inflammation in the joints, what it really comes down to, remember, any word that got, I see a person on type it, Tanisha Macklin, sucralose. There we go. That's another one. Fake sugar that was made in the lab by human beings because they know your body can't digest it. So because your body can't digest or break down these so-called forms of sugar, it develops in the body and it turns into yeast, turns into urinary tract infections. It turns into all these diseases inside your body. Makes the vagina smelly. See what I'm saying? All that goofy shit that comes along with that. Now you got to go to the doctor, talk about you're going to get antibiotic. And I told you, anti means against and bio means life. So why would you got something that's going on with the life giver within the vagina and you're going to go to somebody and get something called an antibiotic? It doesn't make sense. You need nature. The only way to fix it is to go back to nature. Go get real sugars. Right? The only way. What is arthritis? Any word that you see that got itis at the end of it, the word itis or the suffix itis means inflammation. Inflammation means shit is swelling up. And shit is swelling up in the body, shit can't pass through with ease. You heard me? Can't pass through with ease. Remember I told you already earlier, the word dis-ease is pronounced wrong. It's not disease, it's dis-ease. You see what I'm saying? They told you to say disease, but that's, if you keep telling yourself and pronouncing it like that, you're missing the word magic that's being used on you. You get me? You're missing what they're doing to you. So it's not disease, it's dis-ease, meaning everything about you is electrical, and electricity is supposed to be flowing from one cell to another with ease. But because it's inflamed within your body from these fake sugars and fake toxins that you keep pouring from your food, from your dinner table, because remember, anything that's wrong with you within, you did it to yourself. You put it in there. You wasn't born with this shit. So how did it get there? You put it there. What's up, Yogi? Peace and love, beloved. You put it there. So I'm just teaching you how they taught you to kill off yourself. Because they need you to provide loosh for them. Why? We get to that real soon. I mentioned it earlier for a reason because I want you to lock it into your brain. So when I mention it again later and start breaking it down, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. I ain't want to just drop some shit on you like, huh? I want you to lock it into your brain. So when I mention it again later and start breaking it down, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. I ain't want to just drop some shit on you like, huh? Can y'all hear me, y'all? Damn, I can't make this shit up. Why y'all playing with me like that? Ancient star seeds know what this sign means. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. They know what's happening. Ancient soul, original being that came from source. Now, y'all see how they do? Y'all see? Y'all still think I'm playing? Y'all still think I'm. Look, I know I told you this is for entertainment purposes only. You know what I'm saying? But y'all see why what's happening is happening. Y'all see? They not blocking us out. They not freezing the screen, having us lag like that for nothing. You see? Powerful beings. And we're able to ignite each other. You heard me? And I'm really connecting some dots for y'all. You know? So beings like me, they gotta make y'all think I'm crazy. They gotta make y'all think, oh God on some God wild as hell. What is he talking about? But every time y'all know, if y'all been rocking with me from the rip, y'all know. Every time I come on here, this is the type of energy they play with me on. And I already told y'all, if they not doing that shit to your favorite content creators, you know why. Remember, I don't make no money doing this. It's never been about the money. And that's why y'all can't control me. Because if I fell in love with money, then y'all would come to me and offer me all types of shit. Get me to betray my people. Like how y'all did MLK. The Rothschild sponsored him all his money. The Rockefellers gave him all his money. Sit behind him. And y'all was talking about when Black History Month come around, y'all start talking about MLK is this and that. Stop the goofy shit. Stop it. Stop it. Gave him all his money. While that boy was on here, trying to pretend like he one of us, he would leave his wife all the time, go have sex with all these human women. I ain't, you know what? I'm gonna let y'all keep loving on y'all goofy ass uh 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 so-called black leaders and shit. Go ahead, keep loving them. Keep loving them. You hear me? Keep loving them. I ain't gonna spoil y'all. I ain't gonna spoil y'all milk today. You hear me? I ain't gonna spoil y'all milk today. But the one that comes to y'all in their realest and truest form, shit. Frederick Douglass. Oh my, who said that? Learn ACC. Frederick Douglass is definitely an agent. He's the one actually that taught the humans. He's the one. You know, Frederick Douglass, the one with the big ass, ugly ass afro. They be trying to show you. Look, in Black History Month, beloved, he's the one. You know, Frederick Douglass, the one with the big ass, ugly ass afro. They be trying to show you. Look, in Black History Month, beloved. Ugh, ugh. Anybody they put in front of your ass in Black History Month, know it's because they sold you out and the machine was behind them. You think they loved you so much? Come on. You think they loved you so much that they would show you who helped liberate you? For real. I told you, the one that you call Frederick Douglass, he taught the KKK how to infiltrate your system. Hear me clearly. The one that you call Frederick Douglass, he was the one that sat down and literally did live lectures with all the founding fathers of the so-called secret societies. He would literally sit down. Yes, yes, yes. spoil y'all damn milk, think y'all gonna play with me. But yet y'all go to church. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, some of y'all want to bash me and disrespect me and shit. Some of y'all refuse to just when I say yo shit like yo, I do a free program, and sometimes y'all could just simply show love by donating back to the platform. Y'all go to church every Sunday though. Y'all go to church every Sunday. Y'all give 10% of y'all shit to a goofy ass pastor that don't teach you nothing. But when I say some shit like that, you want to look at me like, damn God, I never charge y'all for nothing. Never. But y'all praise these goofy ass Negroes and you gonna buy shit and hang it up on your wall. Praise MLK. What? Big ass picture of him. Barack and shit. I have a dream. And Barack telling you to hope. Hope for what? What? Hope for what? You a God. What is you hoping for? Huh? Hope. Hope. What has hope ever done for you? Hope. One telling you to dream. If you're dreaming, your ass is asleep. Remember that? If your ass is dreaming, it means you're asleep. We don't dream. We have visions. You heard me? We don't dream. We have visions. We astral project. All right? I astral project when I'm standing up. I astral project when I'm going to my rest mode. I ain't dreaming. If you're dreaming, you're asleep. All right? I have visions and astral projecting moments, futuristically and in past explanations as well. You heard me? Stop playing with us. My brother say, I swear to God on my mama. God is scared. What's up? You know what I'm saying? Now, now, stop playing with us, gang. This is real. Put it on baby Jesus and his 12 disciples. Yeah? We're going to put that on all the Romans that was on the picture, naked as hell, taking pictures with each other. You hear me? Dicks all out and everything. That's how we're going to put it on. Right? We're going to put it on Jesus' sandals, like Brother Goddess said. You heard me? Yeah. And his 12 disciples too, and all they little goofy ass peoples. We're going to put it on Caesar Borgia. You know what I'm saying? On God, stop playing with us. Now look. Look though. Hey. EPO, baby. EPO. You heard me? EPO. EPO. So look. So look. Yeah, he said that Jesus walks. That coming funny as shit. Well, look, EPO, baby, EPO. But yeah, so a lot of them. See any goofies you see in front of your TV on so-called Black History Month, baby. No, it's because them humans was right behind them, helping them push the content out. Remember, what did MLK teach you how to do? MLK came here to teach you how to be docile. He was the one that literally had talk. Look, Jesus came and told you when a nigga slapped you, you turn the other cheek. That was us. That was never us. MLK came and the humans put an agenda behind him, and his agenda was to teach you how to be docile. March peacefully. March peaceful. The humans came in peace. Hmm. Hmm. That's how they came to your planet. That's how they conquered you. You don't believe? Look up American states and prove me wrong. All I'm asking y'all to ever do. Prove me wrong. Look up these American states and tell me if all of them, every single last one of them, does not have a peace treaty behind of it. A peace treaty. The humans came in peace. Why? Because when they invaded your realm in the year 1492, when they told you how them niggas discovered you, no, they came to your planet. Came to your planet. Right? Invaded your planet. Right? And you were at war for over 200 years. What do you think the Gullah Geechee War is about? What do you think the Seminole War is about? What do you think World War I, World War II was about? What do you think the Civil War is about? They even told you goofy stories how they had the North fighting the South. What you think this was about? It was always about you, beloved. It was always you fighting them goofies for trying to come to your planet and take over your shit. But they lied to you about the names of wars. They lied to you about the time frames of these wars. They lied to you about what the war was about. They lied to you about who was warring with who. So you reading these books and you believe these lies, right? Now you believe that the humans was really going at war with each other. You believe the Spaniards was going to war with the Portuguese. You believe the Portuguese was warring with the French. You believe the French was warring with the beings from England and the British. You believe that? No. It was always you warring against them. And when they realized they couldn't kick your ass because you keep defeating them, what did they do? What did they do? They say, all right, y'all, look, y'all got it. Y'all got it though. Y'all got it. I can't look. Peace, baby, peace. I can't war with y'all. So we come in peace. Right? So if I'm saying to you, who taught MLK is the same being that was behind of him, the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds. Gave him millions to go on his campaign. Millions. Even Donald Trump gave him $1 million to sponsor his little campaign and shit. The Trump family. You heard me? But they showed you that he's some type of hero in the black community. And we were gullible. We believed him. You heard me? So when I'm telling you, he came to teach you to be docile and move in peace. I'm about peaceful, marching peacefully. Since you've been marching peacefully in all these years, what have that done for you? Let me ask you that. What has changed? Did the cops stop wiping you out? Did they stop representing you on TV, your mother's forefathers and all that? Remember they called you predators. That's what they called y'all on these news channels. Predators. Monsters. That's what they called y'all. Gangstars. Fraudstars. That's what they called y'all. Impostars. Knowing damn well you're bro stars and sis stars and ancestors. Real star seeds. Because you really came from the stars. That's why you got stardust in your shit. All through your genetics is straight stardust. You can't have stardust or sun if you didn't come from the sun. Or you're not one with the sun. Children of the sun, that's us. Fuck they dumbass Black History Month. They got nothing to do with you. You better start really doing some studying. Let's go back. What's up, baby? I see you, beloved. If you can get, cause y'all send me on a little side tangent because I seen a little comment down there. I had to tackle on that right quick. Frederick Douglass is a goofy that taught the KKK. I told you that. Niggas told you. What says Zebulon? Hey, we ain't come from no dust or from no clay. Stop playing with us. Stardust. That's what we got in our genetics, baby. Real galactic travelers. Real multi-dimensional beings. That's us. Real gods. That's us. All right? Stop playing with us. So, let me remind you now. What we on? Let me remind you. We still tying it all in together. Cat species. Right? I'm gonna show you why you will see a similarity between a snake and a lion. What is the similarity between the snake species or the serpentine species or the dragon species? Snake is a serpent, a type of dragon. Tiamat is a dragon. You see? What is the similarity between the dragons and the lions? Let's go. Remember that question. If I don't remember, y'all gonna remind me. The similarities. I told you on the last time we spoke. The eyes are very similar. Look at it. Look at a cat eye, and look at the eyes on a snake. The same shit. Why is that? When I was telling you, them beings that came to our planet and realized they couldn't fuck with us, them so-called Centauris, them so-called Chiakars, Chitaris, right? Them Alpha Dracos, when they came to our planet, see how beautiful and peaceful we were, right? Matter of fact, before I continue, all species in existence that's in this God form, they have this energy. We just have different shaped heads. Some of us may have the head of a bird, which are really the carrion species. Those are called the carrions or the avens, blue avens sometimes too, right? The first initial two species that came about were the lion species and the bird-like species. Let me prove that. Lion type of species or cat-like species, right? And let's look. Let me prove what I'm saying to you. Fuck you think he looked like that for? Huh? Look at her. That's another guy. Huh? Goddess. See? Lyrans and cows and all. Look. This is called a carrion. Toph is a descendant of the carrions, genetic species. His forefathers or his ancestors was who the carrions was who created the reptiles, who you call the reptilians, the Chiakars. That was who created them. They were one that the carrions, just like how us the Lyrans, we were one that manipulated the genetics of the plant kingdom or the kingdom of nature itself. The carrions were gifted with the ability to manipulate the genetics of species. They created species. That's them. That's why you see Thoth is so very creative, right? Very creative. That's why he got the head of a bird. The carrions look like him, or he looked like them. Let me show you what a carrion look like. I'll show you the Lyrans are. Why can I find none of y'all? Tell me Google y'all don't got no carrions on here. Am I going too deep for y'all goofies or something? They look like these little bird people. I got you. Hold on. I got you. Yo, I got some carry-ons posted on my page. I just can't find them. Hold up. Carry-ons. Starseed. Oh shit. Y'all got some shit up here. Look. Carry-ons. Ancient species. See, folks talk about it. Upstairs, there's other people that know the fuck going on. See? Wonderful. You know what I'm saying? It's fun. Before we go anywhere, let's see if I got, we can get a little short going on right here. Look. Come on, baby.
Summary: the sphere beings potentially linked to the Elohim exemplify the pinnacle of cosmic evolution,
Come on.
transcending physical forms and conventional understanding of existence. Their role as creators, guides, and influencers in the cosmic narrative.
Shit. Look, I ain't even gonna waste too much time on that shit. But anyway, now y'all know what's happening. This one today is very deep. See what I'm saying? This one today is very deep. But if you know, you know what I'm saying. All right? Now, I told you earlier, let's recap real quick while I find some other shit. I told you earlier that you came from the trees, and that's why your genetics literally mimics the trees, right? I told you the name of the tribe that you come from. These tribes were just not randomly made up. These tribes are these are names of ancient tree species. This is the real reason why you see they go through nature, right? And when they go through nature, what you see them do is they try to destroy nature. See what I'm saying? Hold up. What you see most time the human doing? They call it deforestation. They go through these huge forests and they would bulldoze everything down, bulldoze it all down. What are they doing? They're killing off your bloodline. They're killing off your connection to the planet herself, the tribe that you came from. That's why I told you you plant seeds in the ground to let trees grow. You plant seeds in a woman too to let nervous system. Hold up. Come on. Come on. Sorry, y'all. This one acting like you don't want to pull up what I wanted to pull up. Look, we were working good all day, baby. What's up? Look, if I get them to work this one, I'm just going to show you this one thing. Then I'm gonna get off the internet because I feel like they're about to just start tearing up everything we doing to block the vibration. You feel me? So I'm gonna just do a part two of this live somewhere, just to make sure y'all can keep the vibration because what I'm saying so right now is so deep that like you are nature. Let's go. You came from the trees. Let's go. Human body. See that? See that? The spine. Look at the nerves hanging off of it. Looks like a tree, does it not? Look at the brain, huh? Look, y'all. Boom. What it look like? What it look like? Huh? Can y'all see? Drop a 9 if y'all can see, baby. Drop a 9. You came from the trees. Nature gave birth to you. Nature gave birth to you. You came from the trees. Can you see? Huh? This is a real picture of a real body, but the inside with just the nerves connected to the brain and all that. You came from the trees. Hold up, man. Let me talk to y'all. Can y'all see? Your fingers, all of that. Yes, trees. It looks like trees. If you look at your fingerprints, it resembles. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Flip cameo. Fingerprints. This is a tree stump. Fingerprint. Tree stump. Fingerprint. Tree stumps. Fingerprint. Tree stumps. Tree. Again. Fingerprint. Tree stumps. Fingerprint. Tree stump. Not like this. No, not like us. Fuck you mean? Not like us. That's what you should say. Stop playing. All right. Can you see? The planet gave birth to you. That's why you came from nature, because you are nature. When you hear a spiritual speaker say you are nature, that's what they're saying to you. You are nature, literally. You came from the trees. Long before our goddesses start manifesting us by giving birth to us from the womb, we were literally walking out of trees. Okay? We were coming from different realms, different planets, coming out of the trees, walking out the trees. That's why your genetics literally resembles the trees. It's not an accident. You heard me? Peace be upon you. May you understand. Let the divinity that I'm flowing out of my vessel, let you hearken on to the vibrations of my voice, beloved. And I pray everything that I say to you will be in the form of enlightenment. Let it be a gift. Let it be gems towards the soul. Let it be brain food. May your soul vibrate. Let your cells come alive and stop being dormant. Let it sleep, leave from your vessel. And may you rise. You see? May you rise. Let every word that was spoken within this live, if you were able to catch it on, let it vibrate your soul. Ashe, ashe, ashe. 3. Ashe, ashe, ashe. 6. Ashe, ashe, ashe. 9. We're going to continue this in part 2. We're going to talk about Loosh, and we're going to continue to talk about sugar and why it makes sense. Who are these reptilians? Why do they want to keep you in fear? What does it do to your body? All right? We're going to be live on Friday. Friday. I'll see y'all on Friday. At Friday, at let's say 9:30 a.m., we're going to be live. Friday. You know what I'm saying? 9:30. We're going to be live on Friday. Ashe. Peace to the gods, peace to the goddesses. You came from nature. The humans came from animal splicing that we created. I don't know what time it is. Just know I'm in Philadelphia. So when I just look up Philadelphia time. All right, 9:30. Look, I love y'all. I appreciate love y'all. Thanks each and every one that donated to the platform. And we'll see each other soon on Friday at 9:30. Ashe. Ashe, ashe.